What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another vlog. First things first, if you guys are enjoying the IRL stuff, please leave a thumbs up on the video so we can do more of that. And secondly, what are we talking about today? Glad you asked. So we'll talk today. I get a lot of people coming into the live stream, a lot of people commenting on the YouTube videos. Is New York worth it? What do you like most about it? And I thought I would take you guys along on a little journey today, show you guys a couple of my favorite spots in the city. And quickly before we do that, I just wanted to touch on a couple things. If you are considering moving to New York, the rent is actually, for the first time in a decade, moving down in New York City instead of moving up month over month. So there's maybe that little incentive for you as well if you are considering that. But overarching wise, you've got to look at a couple factors, I guess, when moving to any city, or I would at least. The affordability, which is not so prevalent in New York, but now maybe it will be a little bit more attractive going forward. The professional opportunities, the social opportunities, and the cultural opportunities. I think New York, for the last three of those, is such a wonderful place. And for me, at least professionally speaking, I think there is absolutely no way, and I can say that with the utmost certainty, that I would be sitting in front of a camera right now vlogging or doing the live stream 7 days per week if it were not for moving to New York City. Why do I say that? Well, because I got my start in sort of media, broadcasting, radio from this city right here, developed that professional aspect right here in New York City. I would not have gotten that, I'm pretty sure, any other place. I guess maybe LA in the States, you know, you could say that too, but just because I was here with a New York address, I was gifted a lot of professional opportunities that has helped transform me into the person I am today. So without further ado, let's get going as I show you guys some of my favorite spots in the city.
Okay, quick pit stop here. We were on 23rd and 9th Ave. This building right here, huge brick one, you can't miss it, called London Terrace Gardens. This was built in 1929. It was actually gonna be the biggest apartment complex at the world at the time, which is just crazy when you think about it. But why do I like this building so much? It spans the whole avenue, a whole city avenue between 9th and 10th. And they just don't make them like this anymore. Like, look how nice it still looks. Classic, despite being built so long ago. So shout out architects back in the day. To the West Village now. This is an area, I think we're on West 11th and Washington, that I used to come down to quite frequently during, when things were really bad in New York. And I don't know, it just, I would always go on these long walks. Wait, shout out this, by the way, Palazzo Chuppi. Look at this building. It was actually built in the 90s. I don't know how they got the permits to build that high of a building in West Village, but they did. So cool. Casa del Popolo, you can see on the door there. So cool. Building's epic. But yeah, I used to come down to West Village a lot in the height of things, when things were pretty bad in New York. I would go on these like long walks, and it was just like a nice opportunity to clear my head and do stuff like that. Obviously things aren't, great here now, but back then it was like much needed to get out of the little tiny square foot apartment. And you can see too in the West Village how close we are to the water up here, just a couple steps ahead. So really nice area for residential if you live over here. Another reason I love New York, look at this beautiful cobblestone street. Just imagine back in the days, like the ships pulling up and unloading all the goods and stuff, and then coming up here. Beautiful, beautiful West Village street, super shaded, just like a super relaxed type vibe over here compared to the middle of Manhattan, which is just like chaos. I think when people think about New York that don't live here or just are coming to visit, they think about Times Square, they think about the Empire State Building and all of that stuff, which is great. Well, Times Square is not great, let me tell you that much right now, but but that's what they think about. And look at all this. I mean, there's so many little side streets just like this all over West Village and all over the city, really, in different neighborhoods too, that just make this city incredible. I mean, look at this, look at this. Look at that little hammock space. How epic is that? So relaxing just to sit there, read a book. But yeah, I think just to talk a little bit more about how things were for me in moving here like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was, is like, where do I even begin? I mean, I've grown so much as an individual in this time. I mean, social wise, New York is just a wild place. Like dating here, there's so many people, especially single people, that you could end up, well, look at that. Beautiful. like meeting that you would never really normally meet. You would never ever, you know, cross paths with these people otherwise if it wasn't for like the crazy online dating scene here. So I don't know, I think about this stuff a lot, and even professionally, like I said a little bit earlier in the video, like there's no way I would have had some of these opportunities otherwise. So shout out New York. But look, seriously, there's like nobody out here. Like that biker just passed by. There's nobody out here. Check out the street art. Beautiful. There's no one out here today. It's like 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Absolutely ghost town. So we're on the way to our final 2 stops on the outdoor vlog. Please leave a thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this content. Obviously, I'd love to film more of it, so hope you guys enjoy this stuff too. But this is just a typical day in New York, especially during COVID and everything. Like a lot of people cleared out of here. Now that it's late July, people are coming back, but as you can see, there's nobody out here right now. This is on Hudson, and Hudson's a pretty busy street normally downtown, so just get a look. It's crazy. All right, turning down the corner of St. Luke's Place and Hudson. Why are we filming over here? I'll tell you why. Because when things were bad in New York and I hadn't had social contact in a few, it was like months at that point, I came down here and there was this guy sitting on one of these stoops. I think it was this one. It's beautiful. Look at all these townhomes, by the way. What do you have to do to get to this level in life one day? Random thoughts anyway, but there was this guy. Look at this one. Wow. There was this guy sitting outside on one of these townhouse steps, and I was just passing by. I normally keep my head down, not really talking to anybody, and he said, "Good morning," like really enthusiastically, "Good morning." And I'm like, wow, wait, look at this entrance. Holy smokes. Whoa, what do you think happened in this place? I had a lot of cats living there. Anyway, so he was like, "Good morning," and I'm like, I was like taken aback because not a lot of people talk to each other here. Sometimes they do, like in your neighborhood and stuff, but so I was like, "Oh, good morning." And I was just like, you know, beautiful day out, and we just struck up like a 2-minute combo. It was really, you know, meaningless stuff that we talked about, but just that small impact, that small stranger saying hello and kind of just checking in, it made a big difference. And it was just like really inspiring. And then after that, I used to come down here quite a bit on my walks. Oh, there's one for sale. Yeah, that's probably like 15 million, forget about it. But I used to come down here, and this is just such a cool block. Very quiet. That might be a school there, St. Luke's or something. There's a little library here, New York Public Library. That's not like the New York Public Library, but nice that you can get that too. And yeah, we'll cross the street here, and I'll show you guys one more of my favorite little spots that I used to come down to. So yeah, but like going back to, is it worth it? I think absolutely yes. New York is worth it. Is it practical to live here your whole life? Probably not. I mean, there's so many little factors that you'd have to consider, that you'd have to weigh. Like kids, I mean, is it really a good place for them to grow up? I don't know. I mean, yes and no. You know, I've got some friends here that grew up and spent their lives in the city, and like that's fine. They turned out well. But, you know, is it practical to afford that too? Like the schools here are so expensive. Look at, wow, by the way, look at the sky. Total heat wave coming in. Wow. And you get to see downtown too more. But like, I just don't understand. Is it truly practical to pay that cost? And it's like a lot of people, including myself, you're already spending so much month to month. And, you know, is it really, the checks and balances, do they work out? But I think for a couple years, get ahead professionally, grow socially, transform your life 1000%. New York City is worth it. And I'll show you guys. This is one of my favorite streets up here. Well, let's just look down here. So this is, we're on Bedford and Leroy, the corner right now. This is another like super residential block. You guys can see some dogs, people hanging out, but just a beautiful, classic, old school New York block, beautiful architecture. And I don't mean to sound like an old man saying get off my lawn, but they really did it better back in the day. I mean, the fact that these buildings have held up so nicely and are still beautiful it's really a testament to the older times and the simplicity of the brick and designs like that. But okay, that concludes the little outside portion of the tour.
All right, made it home. Time to enjoy an iced matcha with coconut water. If you don't know, now you know. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.